What's up, everybody? Listen, I'm excited to walk you through your next form. It's called Tosan. Now, the history and the background of this form comes from the patriot An Chong-ho, who devoted his entire life to further the education of Korea. Now, just like all forms, in order to perform Tosan accurately, you need to work on your Taekwondo stances, all the ones you've learned up to this point, which is your walking stance, as well as your back stance. And in this form, you're going to be learning the cat stance and one you're familiar with, the horse stance. Some of the new moves you're going to be learning through this is a middle X block with knife hands and a middle knife strike. Altogether, Pattern Tosan has 24 movements and is a stair-step shaped pattern. Let's get started. From Chumbi, which is your ready stance, you're going to turn left 90 degrees, moving your left foot forward into a walking stance, executing a side block, or what we call a forearm block with your left hand. At the same motion, you're going to be using a middle punch with your right fist while maintaining that walking stance. Now we're going to put our feet together and we're going to move and do the exact same thing on the other side. Turn clockwise to form a right walking stance and execute a side block with your right arm. Follow it up with a middle punch with your left hand. Then we're going to move your right foot to form a L stance or back stance facing forward with a double knife block, also known what we called Sado, that we learned in one of our previous forms. From there, we're going to move our right foot, forming a walking stance position while executing a middle thrust with our right straight fingertip straight to the sternum. You're going to execute that same arm, bring it back quickly, turn your palm facing downward, and you're going to thrust your fingers and your arm forward again. Now this next move is a little difficult, but as your right arm is fully extended as that forward thrust with your fingertips, you're going to pretend with that same arm, you're going to pretend to grab someone's arm that was punching you. You're going to grab it and you are going to be pivoting on your right foot, spinning around all the way to the left. So you got to do a full 180 degree turn all the way around. And with your right arm, you are holding on to that other person's arm and you're holding it behind your back. And with your left hand, you are going to do a back fist in a walking stance. Then you're going to step forward with your right leg and you're going to use your right arm to back fist again. Kind of crazy, but here's what it looks like from the front view. From there, you're going to pivot on your right leg, turn to your left, and you're going to do the same thing as you did at the beginning. You're going to have your left leg forward, and your left arm is doing a forearm block, and you're following up with a quick reverse right punch. You're going to bring your left leg towards your right, throw your right leg out to the other side as you turn, and you're going to use your right arm to do a forearm block, and you're going to use your left arm to do a reverse punch. Bring your left leg back as you position in a kind of like a catty corner type stance, and you are going to be facing that direction with what we are now going to be teaching you as a cat stance. So your left leg has your toes up as you perform a double middle X knife block. I know that's a mouthful, but you're going to be standing in this position with a double knife hand block. From here, you're going to execute your left leg forward into a walking stance, breaking apart that block with tight fists, doing a front kick to the face, bring it down in front of you in a walking stance, so your right leg should be in front, and you're going to do two punches. You're going to be punching first with your right arm, then your left. Then bring your right leg back, facing again the other catty corner, kind of like the corner of a room. You're going to be performing the same thing, just in a mirrored move. So you're going to be doing your cat stance this time with your right leg and that double knife block. Move your right leg out as you perform a walking stance, breaking that block. And with your left leg, front kick to the face, double punch, first with your left, then with your right. Coming back to the center, we're going to do a rising block in a walking stance with your left arm. Step forward again, rising block with your right arm in a walking stance. Kia right there on that rising block. Pivot on your right leg into a horse stance. This is a knife chop with your left arm. You're going to bring your left foot in, kind of like a little skip jump sort of a thing, into another horse stance facing the other direction with your right hand doing a knife chop. Come back to Chumbi when you hear your instructor say Barreau by bringing your right foot back into position.